Welcome back to the OEIS Deep Dive. For all you number theory students out there,
Yeah.
you already know what's up with the online encyclopedia of integer sequences.
Yeah, definitely a favorite website.
But for any newcomers out there,
Yeah.
it's a massive collection of integer sequences, and researchers use it for all sorts of things.
Yep.
Spotting patterns, making connections.
Absolutely.
And today we are diving deep on A000101.
Okay, cool.
This sequence has some really fascinating implications
Oh, very cool.
for studying prime numbers.
I like it.
So
This is a good one,
this sequence, it focuses on something called prime gaps.
right?
And prime gaps are essentially the distances between consecutive prime numbers.
Yep, that's right.
And this particular sequence highlights the largest known gaps.
Okay.
So instead of just listing primes themselves,
Mhm.
it gives us the upper end of these record gaps.
Uh-huh.
So to illustrate,
Okay.
let's look at the first few terms, 3, 5, 11, 29.
Okay, so think of it visually, right?
Okay.
If you picture a number line, the gap between the primes 3 and 5 is 2, because 5 minus 3 equals 2.
Right.
Then the gap between 5 and the next prime 11 is a bit larger. It's 6,
Uh-huh.
and so on.
Makes sense.
Each number in A000101 pinpoints where these record-breaking gaps end.
Okay, that makes sense. But to get like the full picture of the gap, we'd need to know the starting point as well.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. That's where another sequence comes in. A002386.
Okay.
This sequence provides the lower end of each record gap.
Gotcha.
So, for instance, the first term of A002386 is 1,
Right.
which means the first record gap we see in A000101 from 1 to 3
Yeah.
isn't really a gap at all since 1 isn't prime.
Right.
The second term of A000101 and A000236,
Right.
we can track both sides of these prime gaps and really see how they evolve as we move along the number line.
Precisely. And what makes this so fascinating for number theorists
Yeah.
is that the distribution of prime numbers is still full of mysteries.
Yeah, for sure. These large gaps we're seeing in A000101,
Yeah.
they challenge our assumptions and raise questions about the limits of our current knowledge.
As a number theory student myself, one of the things that struck me about this sequence was just how dramatically the gaps can grow.
Oh, yeah.
We start with gaps of 2, 6, then jump to 14.
Yeah.
But further down the sequence, there are numbers in the millions and billions.
It's wild.
It really highlights the computational challenge
Yeah,
of finding these record gaps.
absolutely. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
To find these massive gaps, mathematicians often rely on powerful algorithms and vast computing resources.
Yeah.
One specific example from A000101 is the number 122,164,969.
Whoa.
Imagine the effort involved in not only identifying that prime number,
Right.
but also confirming that there are no other primes within that enormous gap leading up to it.
Yeah, it makes you appreciate the dedication and ingenuity
Oh, totally.
of the researchers who contribute to this field.
Yeah.
And speaking of contributors, the OEIS entry
Yeah.
for A000101 mentions quite a few prominent names and projects in its Link S section.
It does. It really highlights the collaborative nature of this research.
Yeah.
There are links to the work of Thomas Nicely, who sadly passed away while searching for large prime gaps,
Oh, wow.
and to projects like the one led by Tomas Oliveira is Silva,
Okay.
which continues to push the boundaries of what we know about these gaps.
It's inspiring to see how mathematicians build upon each other's discoveries, constantly refining our understanding
Yeah.
of these fundamental concepts. But beyond the computational challenge, why are these large prime gaps so important from a theoretical standpoint?
Well, for starters, they have implications for some of the biggest unsolved problems in number theory.
Okay.
Take the twin prime conjecture, for example.
Right.
This conjecture proposes that there are infinitely many pairs of prime numbers that differ by only 2, like 11 and 13 or 17 and 19.
Right.
The study of large prime gaps like those we see in A000101
Yeah.
might provide insights into whether this conjecture holds true.
So the gaps between primes, even the seemingly extreme ones, could hold the key to unlocking deeper truths about the distribution of primes as a whole.
That's exactly right.
That's really cool.
By analyzing these extreme cases, we might be able to glean insights into the overall behavior of prime numbers, potentially leading to breakthroughs in our understanding of fundamental number theory concepts.
That's incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away with these bigger questions,
Yeah.
let's take a closer look at some of the finer details within A000101 itself.
Okay.
There's a mention of something called Ramanujan primes, which adds another layer of intrigue to this sequence.
Yes, Ramanujan primes are a fascinating subset of prime numbers.
Okay.
Most primes have a Ramanujan prime between themselves and their double.
Okay.
For example, the prime number 7 has a Ramanujan prime 11 between itself and its double 14.
Okay.
However, the primes 3 and 5, which as we discussed earlier form the first record gap in our sequence, are exceptions to this rule. There's no Ramanujan prime between 3 and its double 6.
So even within this sequence, focused on large daps, we're already seeing intriguing exceptions in special cases, which I'm sure we'll delve into further in the next part of our deep dive.
Absolutely we will. Yeah, it certainly highlights that even within a sequence dedicated to a specific phenomenon, there are always nuances and exceptions that can lead to new discoveries.
Right.
Now, alongside these intriguing details, the OEIS entry for A000101 also provides a formula for calculating the terms of the sequence. And while it might appear complex at first glance, it essentially acts as a mathematical shortcut, connecting the sequence to others within the OEIS.
So for those of us who aren't quite fluent in the language of advanced formulas, is there a way to understand what this formula is actually doing?
Absolutely. It's all about relationships. The formula essentially shows how the terms of A000101 can be derived using information from other related sequences.
Gotcha.
Think of it like a recipe. You have certain ingredients, which in this case are other sequences. And the formula provides the instructions for combining them to produce the desired outcome. The terms of A00000011.
That's a helpful analogy. So instead of having to calculate each term of A000101 from scratch, this formula gives us a more efficient path by leveraging existing knowledge about other sequences.
Precisely. It demonstrates the interconnectedness of these sequences, revealing deeper patterns and relationships within the world of numbers.
Yeah, that's cool.
And what's truly fascinating is that the OEIS entry goes a step further by providing programming code in languages like Mathematica and PARI, allowing anyone to generate terms of the sequence themselves.
That's pretty remarkable. So with just a few lines of code, someone could essentially explore these record prime gaps. And perhaps even contribute to the ongoing research in this area.
Exactly. It's like having a mini research lab at your fingertips. You can experiment with different parameters, test hypotheses, and even search for new patterns or properties within the sequence.
Nice.
And for those who are more visually inclined, the OEIS entry also includes graphs and charts that depict the growth of these prime gaps, offering another perspective on their behavior.
It sounds like this entry is a treasure trove of resources. For anyone interested in delving deeper into the world of prime gaps.
It truly is. The extensive list of keywords and cross-references provides a roadmap for further exploration, connecting A000101 to a web of related concepts and sequences within the OEIS. You can easily jump from this sequence to others that deal with prime numbers gaps or even more specialized topics like Ramanujan primes.
It's a testament to the depth and interconnectedness of the OEIS itself.
Oh, sure.
Each sequence is like a doorway to a whole new world of mathematical insights.
Exactly.
And A000101, with its focus on record prime gaps, leads us to some of the most fundamental questions about the distribution of primes. Speaking of those fundamental questions we touched in the twin prime conjecture earlier, could you elaborate on why understanding these large prime gaps might be crucial to proving or disproving this conjecture?
Of course, the twin prime conjecture states that there are infinitely many pairs of primes that differ by only 2. Now imagine if we were to discover a pattern in these large prime gaps, suggesting that they grow infinitely large. This would pose a significant challenge to the twin prime conjecture, as it would imply that eventually we might reach a point where there are no more twin primes.
So the behavior of these extreme gaps could potentially provide clues about the overall frequency of twin primes. And whether they continue to appear infinitely along the number line.
Precisely. If we could prove that there's a limit to how large these gaps can get, it would strengthen the case for the twin prime conjecture. Conversely, if we find evidence suggesting that these gaps can grow without bound, it would cast doubt on the conjecture. Either way, the insights gleaned from studying A000101 could have profound implications for this long-standing mathematical puzzle.
It seems like this seemingly simple sequence of numbers opens up a Pandora's box of questions and possibilities.
Indeed, it reminds us that even in a field as seemingly well-established as number theory, there are still vast uncharted territories waiting to be explored.
And for our listeners who are budding number theorists, this sequence seems like a fantastic starting point for a research journey.
Absolutely. Who knows? Maybe one of our listeners will be the one to make the next breakthrough in understanding these elusive prime gaps.
It's inspiring to think that a sequence like this could hold the key to solving such a famous conjecture.
Yeah.
As we wrap up our deep dive, is there a single takeaway you'd want our listeners to walk away with?
I think the most important thing to remember is that this sequence offers a unique window into this fascinating world of prime numbers and their distribution. It reminds us that even seemingly simple mathematical concepts can lead to profound questions and unsolved mysteries.
And for number theory students specifically, it seems like A000101 provides a tangible link between abstract theory and the very real computational challenges of exploring these concepts.
Absolutely. It highlights the interplay between theoretical insights and computational power in advancing our understanding of number theory. You can have the most brilliant conjectures, but without the ability to test and explore them computationally, progress can be slow.
Before we go, I want to leave our listeners with a question that has been lingering in my mind throughout this deep dive.
Sure.
We've seen how these prime gaps can grow to enormous sizes.
Yeah.
But is there a limit to how large they can get? Could they potentially grow infinitely?
That's a question that has puzzled mathematicians for centuries. While we've discovered incredibly large prime gaps, we still don't have a definitive answer.
Oh, wow.
Some conjectures suggest that there might be a limit, while others propose that these gaps could grow infinitely large.
So in a way, these prime numbers are playing a cosmic game of hide and seek, challenging us to push the boundaries of computation and find those ever larger gaps.
It's a beautiful analogy, and for anyone intrigued by this question, I encourage you to explore the OEIS entry for A000101 further.
Yeah.
Delve into the linked resources experiment with the code and see if you can uncover any insights that might shed light on this fascinating problem.
Who knows? Maybe one of our listeners will be the one to crack the code and make a groundbreaking discovery about the nature of prime gaps.
The beauty of mathematics is that there's always something new to discover, and resources like the OEIS empower anyone with a curious mind to participate in that ongoing exploration.
Well said. That wraps up our deep dive into A000101. We hope this exploration has sparked your curiosity and provided a deeper appreciation for the beauty and complexity of prime numbers. Stay tuned for more fascinating journeys into the world of integer sequences, where every number holds the potential for new discoveries.